Hello, everybody. This is Tim from the Nintendo Dads coming at you with a special dinner table after today's Splatoon 3 Direct from Nintendo. And by today, I mean August 10th, 2022. Basically, a lot of us got together. I did a stream for the Nintendo Dads to watch the Splatoon 3 Direct. And then afterwards, I said, hey, anybody's watching this, want to get together real quick and talk about it? Let's get in on the Discord and discuss. And John from the Dads After Dark show joined me, and Esco did as well, one of our Patreon subscribers there. So big shout out and thanks to both of them for joining me on the call, an impromptu dinner table, a special dinner table talking about Splatoon 3 Nintendo's Direct on August 10th, 2022. Take a listen.
Splatoon! How's it going?
Splatoon, pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good.
So
What'd you think?
It's a crazy morning, so I'm trying to do all this stuff, but I wanted to watch this for sure. But I thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, I didn't think. I know there's things I probably missed because I'm not that familiar with Splatoon, like some of other people who play it all the time. I'm not sure if that includes you too, but definitely.
What did you play? 2 or 1 or both?
I played
or
them both.
neither,
Yeah,
or?
I didn't play it like it wasn't. It wasn't something I played all the time. Like other people are like know ins and outs and all that kind of stuff. But I played.
Yeah.
Had fun with it. Did the single player missions, so they were a lot of fun. And then did multiplayer whenever I could, but I wasn't as good as some other players who play it all the time. So, but I did like what seemed familiar to me, and then some of the new things, like the weapons, like that blade or that wiper or whatever they want to call it. The katana.
That was the first thing I thought of when I saw it. It's a windshield wiper.
Yeah.
What did they call that? I got to put together notes.
Yeah. I went past it, I think.
Yeah.
There's.
So what's new? What is new?
There it is. It was
called Splatanas.
Splatanas. That's what it's called.
Splatanas. I know. That's just beautiful. I love it.
Right. Hey, Esco, how's it going?
Hey, good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Man.
Let me see if I can share my screen here too, so you guys can see what I'm looking at.
Splatanas, and then the what was the bow and arrow? That's like, I think that's just going to be my new weapon.
No, Splatana Wiper is the full name.
Splatana.
So it is a wiper. But yeah, that bow for sure was awesome.
That's going to be my. I want to try to make that my main, just because of Tomb Raider,
Right.
Such as the bow-like stringers.
I think it was awesome.
Yeah,
I want to be
stringers.
okay. Stringers.
Oh, they stopped the video. I'm gonna have to see if they reposted it. I was still in the live version.
Oh, did they pull it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like only for so long that you can watch it after it stops.
So there's the new weapons.
There it is.
Splatfest 3 team mode.
Oh yeah, the triple threat match.
Do you think they're doing the 3 team? I mean, whatever. So what is it? It's 3 choices instead of 2, which I think they had to do because you've had two games full of double choices. You run out of interesting things with 2, so now you can do 3.
Oh yeah.
So like I said, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry is a lock. That's happening. They're definitely going to do that one.
Right. So we got the rock paper scissors happening on August 27th.
Starting to make up for because I did like ketchup and mayonnaise one time, and people were flipping out that mayonnaise was a decision instead of mustard. I think that was on I think that was on the first Splatoon on the Wii U. So I think they're going to have to make that up and bring that around.
They knew mustard would lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool that they have that Splatfest coming up. Like their
so how does it work?
Their test fest, or what do they call it? Splat test.
Yeah.
Yeah, that of course that's going to end up in your re-download list forever. I don't want to download it.
Yeah.
So you choose one of the three options, and then when you fight one of the other teams, right? So it's like maybe it's chocolate versus strawberry or vanilla versus chocolate, but then they split. Is that how it works? Then they
That's what I
split
got out
it
of
so
it.
that
Yes. It's
like
a
they were like,
tournament
we can
between the
only
three
do
teams,
8
right?
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could only do 8 players. So they split
I-
one team into the other 2 colors, but you're not representing that team. You're just representing that color.
Well,
Um,
you start off first, you pick the team, like rock, paper, scissors, for example.
Right.
You're on
Yep.
that team and you fight paper. So you're going to be rock versus paper, color essentially, blue versus yellow. And then if you beat that team, then you're going to fight scissors is what I got out of it. Or maybe paper fight scissors. I don't know if the loser will fight the next person or if the winner will fight the next person, but you fight each team separately. Then whoever is the top winner who won against the 2 teams will be the middle team in the triple threat match. And the other 2 teams are the ones who go on the outside and can flank the number 1 seed.
But how would that work though? Because the team that lost, they're just going to sit around. I don't know if that flies.
You might
play
have
a
to
card
sit and
game.
watch. You might have to sit and watch the other teams fight.
I have to
No,
watch
that's
it
what I
again.
got out of it, but there definitely needs some clarity around that. Is that you?
I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
it seemed like there'd be 2 modes. There'd be one where you just it's a one team versus one team, or there would be the other mode where there's just 3 teams playing each other.
You don't play the 3
But
teams right off the bat, is what I got from that triple threat announcement. Is that they said?
gotcha.
Let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, they can't do 12 players. It's this is how they're doing 8.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be 12. I thought that would be more interesting.
It is going to be 12 at the end. You can do
Okay.
everybody.
No, it's not 12 at the end. It's still 8.
No, it's
4. It's
3
4 in the
teams.
middle, and then but it's 4 in the middle, and then it's 2 and 2 coming in from the other side. It looks like they reposted it.
Okay,
Oh, interesting.
I'm gonna rewatch that.
Here, I can try to find where they talk about it.
Because the way they talked about it was like your team is on one side, the other team's on the other, and if you were in first place, you're in the middle. So to me, that's full teams. Now, where
Just
is this
don't
stupid
know.
Splat, the triple threat.
Okay, it is go to 27:45. I think.
Splatfests consist of 2 halves.
Yeah,
In the first
27:45. Let's see.
Teams will compete in 4v4 turf war
I'm on the
battles.
website right now to see if there's anything.
The first half is 4v4. So I'm playing. I don't know. Can you guys hear it when I'm streaming it here, or
You have
in
a
the
pause.
chat? I do have it paused. I'm just making sure I can. Don't make sure there's no settings I'm missing here. So let me turn it up.
The second half
I can't hear it.
is a tricolor
I
turf
can't.
war.
That's an option. But
So it
let's
says
see.
the second half is a tricolor turf war.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
a
I'm
special
on the
mode
website.
where-
So it states
Whoa!
So the halftime reporters revealed, in addition to traditional turf war battles, special 3-team tricolor turf war battles will be available. In these heated 4v2 battles, the
Okay.
leading team must protect the center of the stage from the attacking teams.
Wow. So
What?
2 people on your team has to sit out if you are second.
No,
in
because
place.
they just pair you up anyway, right? When you do Splatfest, you just get joined up with like 3 random people. So in this case, I think you'll just get paired up with 1 random person.
It says for the first half, take on other teams in 4v4 Splatfest battles, gain clout based on wins, losses, and points from inking turf from both modes. Clout will also impact the final outcome, so try your hardest. So it seems like the clout would be a combination of wins, losses, and points for you to be the 2 that be picked.
Okay. Interesting.
Because they always did calculate what you do. I think mainly at how many people you splatted, you killed, or and how much turf, how much ink that you put down. That was always the final stat after each round on online.
Okay. See if there's Splat.
Because that would be the points. The points is how much ink you actually lay down.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to see this. I think either way, the tricolor turf war is probably the coolest new thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. There's gonna
Very pretty.
Obviously, people are gonna be wishing that it could be 12.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be 12 because that sounded really cool. That to me that would have made even a bigger splash
Right.
Other than the 4v2 v2.
Yeah, and I wonder
Yep.
if that's something that could be updated later. You know, right now it's
Yeah.
4v2v2, but I wonder if it's possible to update it later.
I
Or
wonder
that's-
if they tried.
Right.
Yeah, I think they.
I wonder if
think
they
did.
tried. They could have tried and realized 12-player just wasn't going to be supported, or it wasn't going to work, or they tried it and it just didn't feel good enough because you need more space or something like that. And maybe they just decided 4v2v2. It just, to me, it does seem like the 422 is just, it's the only thing we were capable of doing with our network.
Right.
Yeah, Splatoon 4 would be 4v4v4 on the next Nintendo Switch, on the whatever the
Yeah.
future hardware.
That's
This
a
is
good
this is the Apple steps, baby steps for each new iteration.
Yeah. I'm still shocked we're getting this on the Switch.
Maybe
I'm shocked.
Maybe Splatoon 4 will be 4 teams against each other because it's Splatoon 4.
The Fatal 4-Way.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I think Splatoon 3 is one of the biggest pieces of evidence that they expected to do a new Switch. And this was going to be like a launch window title. It just doesn't make sense to me that you have Splatoon 2 and now you're doing Splatoon 3 on the same. And I tweeted, like, what are they going to do with Splatoon 2 now? Are they going to sell it? Are they going to are they going to pull it off? Like, I think they might pull it off the shelves just for consumer confusion. What do they do with Splatoon 2? Or are they just, people who own it are still playing it? I mean, obviously, people who bought Splatoon 2 should still be able to play Splatoon 2. But it's just weird that this should have been like an April title. And then what if the Switch 2 comes out? We know it'll be backwards compatible, but whatever the Switch 2 comes out and you have a game that's really like Switch powered.
Splatoon 3 Deluxe.
Maybe. What's the plan? But like, do you think Splatoon 3 that the whole idea was that there'd be a new Switch system right now and this would have capabilities? Weird to me.
I see what you're saying there. It does feel like that at times, even in any game that comes out right now or anything that we see coming out. Like it could have been that way for Xenoblade, but they made the game work. The third one for that. And your game, Bayonetta 3, coming out for the Switch.
Performance-wise, sure, but these are all like solo player games, like
But performance-wise too, I wonder if it was something to where it was going to be on something that was more capable, and then because of supply issues, chip issues, they decided, let's get these games out on the current Switch, and that means you'll have to scale back whatever you have to, and that's why things get delayed.
I haven't heard them taking down Splatoon 1 from Wii U yet. I haven't seen a notification of that, so I would assume you could still play Splatoon 1 on the Wii U.
But I think John's point is that it's not on the same system, so
exactly.
So that's why being able to go to the eShop on your Switch and be able to see 2 and 3, is that going to be an issue? Especially, how do you convey in the eShop that, hey, we're currently supporting 3 and doing new things for it, so you might want to buy that, not 2. And somebody may buy 2 if it's, and you don't, those games aren't necessarily always on sale either. So how much is that Splatoon 2 going to be?
Yeah, I would assume they discontinue production of physical copies of Splatoon 2 at this point and sell whatever they manufactured, and then split the third one now is like in full production to put on shelves.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely interesting to see what Nintendo does. So,
Yeah, I wonder if they are going to take it away from the eShop too once this launches. That's going to be interesting to see if it's in the eShop still.
yes. All right.
I think they have to, because if you have a friend who plays Splatoon 2 and you want to play, you have to specifically get Splatoon 2.
Yes.
But they sure aren't going to promote Splatoon 2 anymore.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean it isn't only multiplayer. There is the single player, which to me is only like the demo of how to play the game. So I mean there is, and it seems like they are really behind the lore and of the story mode in the games.
Yes. Speaking of which, what do you guys think of that paid DLC part they talked about that will be launched?
I must have missed that.
Yeah, they had a in the video they had an announcement for bigger DLC, paid DLC. That will be coming along next to the, while they do free ones through the 2 years, there's going to be paid DLC as well. So,
right, and that was just Octo expansion. I mean, like that's
what happened for 2. Yeah, so I wonder if that's going to be, if we're getting paid, well, not if, when we get the paid DLC, will it be all in regards to the single player game like they did with the Octo expansion pack, or maybe a combination of the two, where you maybe get one DLC it's for the single player and then other DLC will be maybe that 4v4v4 maybe that'll be a DLC, who knows. What do you guys think? What do you think that DLC could be that you have to pay for?
I don't know what they would do for because they made it clear that there is free DLC, and it seems like that's the stages. So I wonder if paid DLC is going to be maybe new modes, a new story. I would assume like all costumes and gear would be free.
Yeah,
because that would put it.
Or at least those costumes and gear come with the stage catalogs that they bring out.
Yeah. I would assume it's some kind of story mode, so that way it doesn't hinder the online functionality.
Right, that's true.
It could definitely be our battle royale mode as well, but I mean, yeah, it would be a little weird if they just mirror the second game and do the same thing, but it could very well be. But it would be cool if you could do a battle royale mode that's only available with the DLC. I don't think that'll happen, but
I wonder how battle royale would work.
I just don't know how they didn't do it, unless that's the DLC. That's what it's going to be. I don't know. But going into a level and because I think people rely on the same weapons, right? Like they don't want you to use the same weapons. They want you to use different weapons, and you can see in this game that they are rewarding you for using different weapons. There's collectibles and Sheldon licenses and all that jazz.
Right.
So a battle royale mode is the best way to reward people and say, hey, you can use you got to be good at everything because you don't know what you're going to find, and you can find the weapon or whatever. I don't know what the hesitation would be, even if it was an 8-player battle royale. Maybe everybody has their own ink color. I don't know, but like it doesn't have to be 100-player. We know they can't do that. But like, even if it's just 8, it would be fun to just chaotically be thrown into a level or an island or something and have to get items. I don't know. It would just be cool.
I wonder if they would. Do you think they would eliminate the laying down paint as the main focal point, and the main focal point is just killing everyone?
Got to be paint.
Yeah, there would have to be paint.
I mean,
Because like you said, you get points for how much paint you lay down, right?
Paint.
So.
Yeah. So because that's the. I mean, people think that you go in and you just try to kill everyone. But when I go in, my goal is just to lay paint down. I avoid trying to like kill people unless they're like coming after me.
Right.
So I wonder how that would work in a battle royale then. Like, do you then lay paint, or are you looking just to kill people at that point?
Yeah, I think it could be done. It's just a matter of how, since it seems like there's a issue with more than 8 players. you know, how do you go beyond that if you're going to do battle royale? How do you go beyond that? Is it cloud based? Maybe the DLC will be cloud based. You get the game on the cartridge, but then the DLC would be cloud based so that they could then handle more than that. But I don't know, responsiveness would be an issue in the cloud. So
There aren't any new battle styles. Is there like the clam and what's the other ones?
oh, you got so the
They're called Anarchy mode now or whatnot. Anarchy battle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it used to be ranked
Splat
mode.
Zone, yeah, Splat Zone, Tower Control, Rainmaker, Clam. So they didn't add any new game of that sort in this.
okay.
These are all old stages still.
Yeah, and
They were all old stages, but I'm sure there will be new ones, but they only named the 4 that already existed.
Yeah, and the stages that obviously we get more with the packs.
Yeah, and I think Clam Blitz wasn't at launch for Splatoon 2 either. I think that was added. That was tacked on later as a DLC or whatnot.
So you're saying there's no new stages? I thought
there's
For the
new Turf War stages.
Okay.
No new ranked modes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, I loved playing the first Splatoon on the Wii U because like the having it on the TV and then having the map on the controller pad was just to me that was so fun. That was so awesome.
Yes. Not getting that again.
No.
Unless they come out with a Switch that allows you to play with your Switch in your hand, but display it on this TV screen.
Yeah.
I remember it being weird with like Splatoon 2. Like it took a while to get used to, but then you do, and then you've kind of I kind of forgot about the Wii U one.
Yeah, because you had to hold down, I think X. You had to hold down X for the map to pop up, and then you had to do like motion to like just pick a spot on the map to go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't played Splatoon 2 in a really long time.
What do you guys think of the phone app? Splatnet 3.
I don't think much has changed on it.
Not for
I didn't
now.
really use it.
It doesn't look like much change other than, it hasn't changed, but the benefits of having it is you get certain things from the shop in the app that you can't get in game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you can download digital stuff to your phone. But one of the things I thought would be cool is if you could play that Tetris-like game on the phone app. So maybe that'll come along at some point, and then maybe it'll allow you to gain some sort of points or something to use in game. But
I thought that was going to be like a little spin-off eShop game or something when they did it.
I thought it was going to be like a mobile game they were announcing.
Oh yeah.
Well, because in the first Splatoon and Splatoon 2, while the game was loading, they always had like a little mini game you played while you waited for you to be put into a match. So I thought maybe that was going to be it, or they're going to announce the new one. Because I think the second one had you were a DJ. The first one was like something like an OG Mario Brothers game that you played while it was loading, and then the second was like you were a DJ. Right. So it was. And those are really fun. Sometimes I wait, I'm not ready to go in yet. I want to keep playing this game.
Right. That's probably going to be the same with this one too. But it looks like you can go into the city and play it, obviously. So maybe, maybe we'll see. There's still some questions there. And are you guys going to pick up those amiibos?
Oh yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Those
is it?
I think
they showed all solo, but like they have historically done 3-packs for Splatoon and 2-packs. So it was weird that they were all solo.
Maybe they'll do it. Yeah, maybe there'll be a special release somewhere. Maybe not here in the U.S., but maybe Japan will have a pack or something like that. So.
Yeah. I want to say those are probably my favorite ones out of all the amiibos I have because I have quite a few.
Yeah, and I wonder if they'll do amiibos of the DJs, like they did the other two, probably later.
Oh, I would assume so.
Yeah, I would assume that.
Oh my god. What is it? Big Man? Big guy?
Man, yeah.
Oh my god, he's like my new favorite Nintendo character of all time.
Right.
And that's his name, Big Man.
Big man.
Big Man?
It's Big Man.
He's like what kind of fish?
He's a stingray.
He's hilarious. Hey, Stingray. That's right.
But is there a pun to that I'm missing?
He's just a big guy.
Big Man.
I thought
He's a big.
I
guy
thought there would be
that's
like
Big
a
Man.
I thought there'd be like a fish pun.
Right. There could be. And it's just not. It's going over my head right now. But yeah, he's a stingray.
Yeah.
Big Man. Considering that he's not human, he's a man. Big Man.
Big Man.
But that would be cool if he's maybe one of those big Splatoons. That'd be cool. Excuse me, a big amiibo. He was a big amiibo.
Oh,
We haven't had a
like
big
the
amiibo in a long time.
like Pikachu detective one.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
or
like
even-
the Guardian, from Zelda. So
Yeah, the one I never got was the Mega Yarn Yoshi, where it was like a big plushy amiibo.
yes,
It was really big. It was gigantic.
that was probably the biggest. If it wasn't Pikachu, that was probably the biggest one.
Yeah, or it could be the cereal.
Oh yeah, if you keep it on the box, yeah. If you don't cut the box or something.
Yeah, I have I think I have like 4 or 5 of those boxes still in the pantry.
Nice.
I never opened.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
Yeah,
so
they're probably starting to get really bad.
what are you guys
Oh,
looking
yeah.
forward to the most on Splatoon 3 so far?
Salmon Run. I can play Salmon Run over and over again. I was gonna start playing it again a few months ago, but I picked a bunch of multiplayer stuff and I ended up sticking with Monster Hunter. I love Salmon Run, and they didn't really rehash it, but the fact that you can throw the golden eggs in the basket, which is
That's
just
awesome.
great. Like 2 seconds,
get-
1 second to go, and you just kind of like a 3-pointer from the line
Yes.
at the buzzer. I think
is
that's
gonna
cool.
be
And then
fun.
I'm trying to like watch it. The after the final wave clears, there's like sometimes an extra battle.
Yes. One
Like
of
the
big-
emergency
one of the big
thing?
Ones. Yeah.
Yeah, so that looked cool. And I couldn't tell. I need to watch it again, but you could shoot the golden eggs at them. So does that, like, I'm just assuming it means like, hey, if you got a whole bunch of golden, because like when you play Salmon Run, you get a whole bunch of extra golden eggs. There's not much of a bonus to it. I think there's like a scoring bonus, but like I think you can use the extra golden eggs as ammo. So there's sort of a real reward for getting more than the minimum golden eggs.
And it did
Yeah,
look like you could
that-
collect more whenever you hit that big monster too, because it looked like even when you fired at it, more eggs came back at you that you were collecting.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I gotta analyze it.
Yeah, every time I played Salmon Run, I more often than not, I just got paired up with, and I'm probably at fault too. I just never had good teams on there, so I always completely I never really advanced far in that.
Gotcha.
It's really fun. I mean, yeah, I'm not like a master of all the weapons, so sometimes I'll get a weapon. I'm just like, what do I do? I don't even know how it works.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, there's so much strategy to Salmon Run. If you ever watch a video that goes over all the bosses, there is so much strategy to each boss, ways to beat them, ways to be protected by them. The fact that some of them will track one of you, and just the things you need to know. It's so much deeper than you would really think, and I think that's what made it fun. Plus, you play with your friends. There's nothing competitive going on.
Yeah, I that's one thing I hope, and I think they did improve that with Splatoon 2 from 1, is that I just hope it's easier to play with friends rather than playing with a bunch of randoms, because I know that was always just frustrating, was just playing with people on your friends list.
Yeah, you had to like join their game, right? And then you might not
Yeah.
be on their team. So like somebody
Yeah.
would start up, and then you would immediately try to join very quickly, and you might miss a match. So sometimes, yeah, like me and my son would want to play together, and we'd have to like join. It was just kind of like it was weird. I hope they make that cleaner. You're right.
Yeah, it was always very frustrating. But then again, that's majority of Nintendo online games.
Let's go. What are you looking forward to?
Just kind of. I don't play many online games because I'm usually horrible at games, but I do enjoy Turf War a lot. This is my probably my favorite online multiplayer game in the last 10 years. So I'm really looking forward just getting back online and playing because I just love the strategy with this being a shooter that it's not all about shooting. It's about there's different strategies to it. So I just love laying paint down for the team. I just felt like that was my best case to help out to try to win. And so I was always a roller or the bucket guy, the bucket weapon. And it's just I just love that out. That's another addition rather than just shooting people. So
Right. I agree. Definitely. And for me, the triple threat in that area, it seems kind of fun. I can't wait to learn more about that.
yeah, I'm really interested about that because that's the thing with the Splatfest. They always got kind of repetitive and just kind of I didn't really care as much once they got into like more into it because it was like same old, especially if it's rock, paper, scissors. I'm assuming a lot of people is going to pick rock. So majority of the people are going to be really good on rock. So that always kind of made it not fun when you went on to Splatfest weekend. And if I picked the inferior team, I always knew that, oh, well, I'm not going to win most of these matches because most of the good people are on the other team.
So you got a chance now with the triple threat to where, okay, if you're if you're number one, you're stuck in the middle, and then the other two teams get to come at you.
Splatoon 3, triple threat,
Right.
Splatoon 4, four teams maybe.
There you go. Excellent. Well, guys, I have to jump off because I do have to go do my day job. So, but you guys can stay on and keep talking.
Yeah, I jumped into a work meeting and I just put it on mute. Thankfully, it's I don't have to talk. It's just like a company wide meeting. So
Nice.
Yeah, I've been there. That's my gaming time. Like, sweet, 1 hour meeting. Play my Switch with it on mute.
oh wait, I'm double booked. I have another meeting. Oops. I have two meetings. I started at 10. Jesus.
You're screwed. You're fired. You're done.
All right, guys. I'll
So
talk to
happy.
y'all
All
later.
right.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Later.